This is how it began. And this is how it's going.
Okay, guys, so welcome to the high ground. And yeah, this really happened. I'm thinking since quite a bit of time about making this video. I was not sure if I wanted to or not, but I only think that it is fair that I give you a brief account on just an accident that I had and what I maybe learned from it, or at least what happened. First, I want to thank all the first responders, the medics, the surgeons here at the University Hospital in Zurich for all their help, and of course also my wife that is taking care of me while I'm a little bit in a predicament. Now, what happened? As you can see, I have both arms broken. My right arm is badly broken. I had surgery at the time of the recording 10 days ago. It will be a little bit longer ago when this video goes online. And I broke both of my arms in a motorcycle accident. I can't talk a lot about the details of the accident because I actually don't have memory of it. We were two riders and the other person was going ahead of me, so I was in the back. And the result was that we were riding off-road and I was falling down a 7 meters cliff together with my bike. Now, what I can remember is that I was standing on the bike, I was riding. As said, it was a totally legal riding area for this type of riding. And 1 second later, I was flying through the air. And the next thing I remember is hitting the ground. I don't know what happened in between or what the reason for the accident was. What we could reconstruct with and I apologize, I know that I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm not fully back yet and I'm still taking very heavy painkillers. What we could and try to reconstruct is that it seems that I was holding on to the bike and tried to land the bike. And the cliff was off to my left. And somehow I must have steered to the left, may it be because I got a hit on my front wheel. And there is also a crack on the back where a fairly large stone slipped away under my back wheel. And we somehow, and that's just a theory, we somehow assume that maybe I changed the whole angle of my bike and therefore rode over the cliff. But I do not know and I will likely never find out, right? But it seems that I tried to stand and to land the jump or do what you do when you land an intentional jump and stay on the motorbike, and that this kept me from a lot of injury because the suspension of the motorcycle took quite a heavy hit. The motorcycle was a loaner, so it was not my own motorcycle. The insurance is taking care of all of that. That's not an issue. Although I'm of course sorry. The original prediction was that I will not be able to use at least my right wrist again because the part of my forearm that goes into my wrist was totally shattered, and the doctors didn't think that they could fix it. I was not willing to accept that one and asked to be transported to the specialists for hand surgery at the University Hospital in Zurich. So the accident happened abroad. And then I had surgery there, and they assume that I will recover and will regain 90% of use of my right wrist. So that's quite good. During the surgery, you have two bones in your arm, right? They had to grind out splitters of the one bone out of the other bone. So it was really a mess. I'm cut open on the upper side of my arm all the way down and on the lower side of my arm all the way down. So it was a very difficult surgery. Even the specialists in Zurich didn't do it immediately. They needed to order more equipment to do it. And secondly, they wanted to give me a few days to get rid of a bit of the swelling so that the surgery had more chance of success. That was an interesting experience, basically sitting on the sofa with very heavy painkillers, very strong medications, and a broken arm. But we got through that. We got the surgery done. They originally wanted to release me from the hospital after 3 days. Overall, I stayed there for a week because we had some issues with bleeding and swelling and stuff. But we figured that out as well. And now I'm home since roughly 3 days. For now, the next steps will be I will have the threads removed from the stitches. I have, I think, almost 40 stitches in my arm right now. These will be removed mid of next week. And then I will be able to start with rehab, with ergotherapy, and we will make the best of it. All in all, I think I was very lucky considering how my helmet looks. I'm glad that I wore what I wore because I don't have any other injuries. I have very badly bruised ribs. My right thigh is violet. I was limping for quite a bit of time. My hip now is a little bit damaged because they had to take out a bone graft in order to fix my wrist up. And they took it from the hip, so that was also included. And but I'm very positive. Overall, it's a funny thing. I was lying there and I knew that something was very wrong with my right arm. I knew that immediately, but I felt okay for everything else. I didn't notice that the left arm was broken as well.
Everything's shits and giggles and cool until you notice the shape of your pinky finger.
I was joking with the medics until they knocked me out with the stuff they gave me. But it was all in a very high spirit. I think the lowest point was when I woke up the next morning in a hospital in a country that is not my home, and the doctor just told me, yeah, you will never be able to use your wrist again, right? But there was the reaction of, first I was shocked, and after 30 seconds I was, for me myself, I was like, yeah, go F yourself. We will see about that one. There were a few moments, and I don't want to hide that from you, that were difficult on a mental level. I mean, on one hand, whenever right now I stand over a certain height, right, may be on a balcony or something like that, and it is within this 7 to 10 meters area, I feel very weird. But also when I was in the hospital, and they also have a wing that is specifically designed for paraplegic patients, and seeing all the people in a wheelchair and everything, I mean, it could have well been me. To summarize that, I'm grateful that it was not worse. It could have been much worse. On the other hand, it might likely have been a freak accident, so there was a good part of bad luck involved with it. In the end, of course, I'm responsible for where my motorbike goes, so it's on me. I'm not shifting blame to the gods there. I think it was a very, very unfortunate circumstances. But hey, this stuff happens, and as long as I will be able to somewhat recover and continue my life, then I'm grateful for that, and I intend to do that. That being said, there will be further motorcycle content, but as you can imagine, I'm a little bit limited with what I can do in terms of editing. I assume that the video that you will watch right now is a very rough cut. But I will still do my best. I fully intend to continue riding motorcycles. I have a tour planned for next year, riding through Spain and Portugal, off-road. So no, we will of course stay with that. I will ride again. I will continue living a life of adventure that I want to live, because I think staying at home, being wrapped in bubble wrap is just not, it's just not a good thing. It's not what I expect from life. Good. Then I will not drag this video out for much longer. We will stay in touch. I will see how well I can produce the next videos with editing and everything. I'm in contact with Nex regarding the damage that my helmet took, because there I find that very interesting. Maybe we can get some information there. And yeah, I would say thank you for watching. I will keep you posted, and I will see you next time.